Not sure what we're going to do with this. We're going to try to take the gravel away off around it and see if we can do something with it. Let us see. Well, it might be hard to tell, but there's a stump under here. The customer called and wanted to know if I could do something with this stump. Apparently, they cut this tree down about 10 years ago, and the customer's husband covered over with dirt, thinking it would decompose quicker. And I looked at this a few days before I came to do this. I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to do. I brought the tractor with my stump grinder, and I brought the excavator. And my thought was, if I take the excavator and pull the gravel away, maybe I can grind it. They thought I could dig it out, but I'm thinking that's a big stump, and I may not be able to dig it out. And as I was pulling some of the gravel away, I found plenty of rock. So I decide I'm going to try to dig it out and just see how I make out here. So I start cleaning up around it, and the stump seems to be a little bit rotten, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do something with it. Again, I'm going to try to dig it out. Let us watch and see how I make out. Just to give context, I have the speed on the video at 3 times speed. Digging part of these roots, I'm finding that the roots are rotten. A little bit of frig in there, but I am getting through to them. Quick question. Do you guys prefer to dig your stumps out, or do you rather grind them? If you notice that the stump did move when I was pulling on that root, so I was happy to see that. So I am optimistic that we're going to be able to get this out. I'm not sure if I'll be able to pick it up with this machine, but we're going to dig away here and see. Pros and cons by digging stumps out. The hole is much bigger and more destructive than if you grind it. I generally grind my stumps really well, and I still have a fairly big area that is destructed, but it's not as big as when you dig a stump out. Now, the issue is, if I do get the stump out, what am I going to do with it? Here you're seeing a good example of how the root broke off the main root. And anyway, we're going to work away at it. So I was contacted by a contractor I do a fair amount of work for, and he does this lady's gardening and lawn mowing and stuff, and looks after her yard needs. And he gave me a call, so I said I'd come out and look at it. I do not like doing jobs that I do not look at first. He sent me pictures, but as you could tell at the first of the video, it was even hard to tell if it was a stump, let alone how big it was. So I came out and seen the lady and looked at the stump, and I gave her a price, and I didn't guarantee that I was going to be able to do anything with the stump. Look at that big chunk sticking out. Nice. So she said, yeah, well, come on out and see if you can do anything with it. So my last resort was I was going to get something done with it. I didn't want to promise her anything that would get me in trouble. But my thought process was, worst case scenario, I can grind it. Rock and all. Just part of doing business, I guess. But I don't like running my stump grinder through rocks, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I did tell her that I may not be able to do anything with it, and the cost was the cost to travel there and see what I could do. So I'm pretty optimistic that I'm going to get this out at this point, and I didn't dare to, at this point, to even try to stump grinder, and we're going to get it dug out, and then we're going to deal with it from there. And the lady was fine with whatever it was. So I think she's watching from the kitchen window, and she's got a smile on her face at this point. Well, sir, I think we're winning this battle, and we're going to get it all out. Awesome. And I am glad that it broke in 3 pieces, because I don't know if I'd have been able to lift it with this small machine, but this machine always impresses me. I have to tell you that I am super impressed with this little machine. Every time I operate it, look at the stump I pulled out. I know it's rotten, but it still pulled it out. And now we're going to dig a big hole and bury it. So yeah, I'm impressed. I didn't think I'd be able to do it, and it's doing a great job. So after I had it dug out, I went in and got the lady and showed her that we had it out, and had a little discussion with her. I told her I didn't think I was going to be able to put it in my truck, and I said what we can do is dig a bigger hole and bury it. Explained to her that in time it may settle because of rot, but it's still a fairly big stump, so that will be pretty slow. And she was overjoyed. She said, "You're awesome." She was very happy to get rid of this eyesore that they've had for 10 years or more. So commence on digging a big hole, and we're going to bury this thing and get her leveled up, and the customer is overjoyed that it's gone. So for those of you that do this type of work, either excavator, backhoe, or stump grinding, what's your preference? What do you think would be faster, to dig it out or to grind it? This one here dug out fairly easy, and even though I have to dig this bigger hole, time-wise, it all depends on when you grind the stump, if you take all the chips away and add topsoil, whether it would be quicker to grind versus dig it out. So it all depends on how much you do. Sometimes I grind the stump and the people are going to look after what's left. I level it out the best I can, and they're going to get topsoil or whatever they're going to do and seed it. Sometimes I price it and they want me to seed it and topsoil it and get rid of all the junk. So it all depends. So it varies depending on what the customer wants. This did not take long to dig out. I have dug out smaller stumps that took more time than this. It all depends on if there's a tap root, or if it's rotten, or if it's fresh. I've dug out stumps that took no time because they were rotten and pulled right out. This particular job, when I was complete, the lady across the road, a widow, had 3 stumps. I could see them. I thought about going over and seeing if she wanted them done. Anyway, this customer asked me what I would charge. I gave her a price, a couple $300, without even looking at the stumps, and she said, if she'll do it, I will pay you. And I went and did them, and they were all rotten, and I ground them with the stump grinder, and it took me all of 10 minutes. So I told the lady, I said, no charge. She was nice enough to offer that service to this lady, and I said no charge, and so we got her stumps ground. Now, this is part 2 of my last video. And the last video I stated I made $1,700. So the first part of this video, I did 2 stumps, and I also had to haul away all the material and bring in topsoil, level it all out. I still yet have to go and put seed on it. The customer was going away for a while on vacation, and they wanted me to wait until they returned home to put the seed on so they could water it. So that job was the last video. And this job here was in the afternoon. I arrived here about 1 o'clock. And what I mentioned before, I gave the customer a price of $700, whether I could do anything with this stump or not. And after I get this stump all covered in, she asked me how much she owed me. I told her the $700. And she said, oh, I thought that was only if you couldn't do anything with the stump. I said, no, my price was $700 whether I could do anything with it or not. And I'm not charging you extra because I was able to do something with it. The price was $700. So she gave me a $300 tip. She was very happy. So this job paid $1,000. So I was here about 4 hours. I did well on this job. Sometimes you do well, sometimes you don't. So that's just part of a job. Sometimes you strike it good, and everything goes well in the process, and then other times you don't. This past week, a video that I'll be putting up in the next week or so, I bid the job figuring it would take me 3 days at the most, and I was there 9. So some jobs you win, some jobs you lose. This one I won a little bit, and I would have been certainly happy with the quoted price, and she felt that for what I did, she wanted to give me more, and I told her that it was definitely not necessary. So anyway, she's happy, and we got the stump gone, and we're just cleaning up this area, and she will be able to seed it and mow it when her yard man gets back, and be able to park or whatever they want to do in this area. So she was overjoyed, and that makes me feel good when a customer is very satisfied with the work I did for them. Stump, she is gone. That was a big tree, but it was rotten enough that was able to break it, so we did get it out. So awesome. 2 jobs today, 3 stumps, load of topsoil. Did pretty good today. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Until the next adventure, stay safe and get out there and do some work or go play outside.